afternoon, guys. Well, it is official. We have a new baby in town, or a new baby has been born in town, and it's called DCP, or Democracy for Citizens Party. That's Rigaji's party. And it was the much awaited event with Kenyans, because Rigiji had said that this week he's going to launch a party, and that party is going to give President William Samoei Ruto a run for his money. Remember, a few days ago, he resigned officially from the UDA party, and he said by doing so, he's now free to launch his own party and to allow Kenyans register as members of that particular party. So this is the focus of this video this afternoon. I want us to see what's the politics of the implication of this party towards the politics of Kenya, especially the politics of the mountain. I want to focus about the supremacy battle on the mountain between Rigathi Gachagua and the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, because it seems these two guys are fighting for the soul of the mountain. So stay tuned. And if it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss. Rigathi Gachagua has officially unveiled his political party known as DCP, or Democracy for Citizens Party. And the slogan of the party, he said, is Skiza Ground, or listening to the people. That's the slogan of the party. If you can see very well, that slogan derives or comes from what Rigiji has been saying all along, because before he was impeached, he said he used to listen to the ground, and the ground would tell him that the government is not being run in a correct way. The ground would tell him that the cost of living is high, business are collapsing, and that's why he said he fell out with his former boss, that is President William Samoei Ruto. And it seems Rigiji has mastered an art of riding on that particular wave, because the party that he has formed, it's just about the things that he's been saying, especially the slogan, Skiza Ground. It's somehow a casual slogan, but you can see it's just the things that he's been saying. But important to note that before he formed that particular party, he had said that Matiang'i should as well form his own political party. And that's where I'm trying to focus this particular afternoon. Remember, a few days ago, I did a video, and in that video, I said that Rigathi Gachagua is a bit uncomfortable with Matiang'i vying on Jubilee party ticket. And I pointed out that there is some mountain supremacy battle between the two gentlemen. Remember, Jeremiah Kioni has been going all around in the country and telling us that they are the ones that are fronting Matiang'i's candidacy and under Jubilee party, so to speak. And if you listen, or if you can check very well, Jubilee party is perceived as a political party of the mountain, because its party leader is still the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And now that Rigiji has brought in this particular political party, and Uhuru Kenyatta has his own political party, then it only leaves a center stage, a stage for the battle of supremacy of the mountain. A video that I did earlier on regarding that particular, but I'll just make a recap of what I said in that particular party. Rigiji has so far brought forth a new baby in town, and I'm sure he wants to nurture this baby to grow, so that he may perhaps capture power in 2027 general election. So, having said that, I know Rigathi Gachagua is going to make sure that his political party is going to field candidates perhaps in all political seats. That is from MCA, the MP, the Senate, the governor, all the way to the presidency. You never know, because I believe his ambition in this particular party is all about nurturing it to grow. On the other hand, former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta also has ambition with his Jubilee party, and that's why he's fielding a Matiang'i candidacy. And if you compare the two parties, you can see that Matiang'i was very much welcomed, especially a few days ago when he made some visit, especially in his backyard. He made Meet the People tour, and there was a very good welcome, a good reception for Matiang'i, and that tells you that Matiang'i is a force to reckon with. And if anyone is trying to downplay his candidacy, then he's very wrong, because this guy is a force to reckon with. So the question is, will Rigathi Gachagua, with his newborn baby, accept to pour his weight behind former CS Matiang'i? I suggest, or I think, in my opinion, no. And that's why there has been a push and pull. Recently, he said that Matiang'i should launch a party that is going to bring Omugusi community together. In other words, if you watch Rigiji closely, you could say that this guy is uncomfortable Matiang'i penetrating into the mountain and being perceived or being fronted by the mountain party per se. So he wants Matiang'i to come with his political party. If I look, or if we can analyze that sentiments very well, you can see Rigiji is trying to play a clever card, because he understands very well that if you form a new party, it takes time to nurture that political party until it grows or it morphs into a big thing. So by telling Matiang'i to bring forth or to give birth to a new political party, I think the guy is trying to frame Matiang'i, because when Matiang'i comes on the negotiating table, remember, the opposition have said that they're going to sit down, deliberate, and agree on one candidate that is going to face off with President William Samuel Ruto. So if you tell Matiang'i to come with his own political party, remember that political party will have no MCA, will have no MPs, will have no senators, will have no candidate, because it's a newborn party. And if you come with your political party, what are you going to, when you are asked what are you going to bring to the table, it will be a difficult question for Mr. Matiang'i to answer, because I believe he said he doesn't have any person, or nobody has vied on his party, and he's just coming on with a CV that he used to have as the former Interior CS, and he's going to say that the track record of what I did is what I'm bringing on the table. Also, when it comes to the number, Omugusi people, or the Omugusi guys, are not so many in numbers. I think they are number 6 or 7 in terms of population in Kenya. So by challenging to Omugusi to come with his own party and bring to the table what he or come to the table and say, this is what I'm bringing to the table, I think it will not match the bargaining power that he needs. So that's quite a challenge for that matter. Now, back to the supremacy battle. I believe immediately after Rigiji finishes launching this party, I think a very interesting scenario awaits us in the near future, because I can foresee a lot of defection from the UDA party to the Jubilee party, especially to the MPs from the mountain, because they've been having a hard time interacting with the electorate. So I know so many are going to jump the ship and come to the Wamnyoro party. And that tells you that I think also President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is trying or is going to also to try and woo some MP who are defecting to come to the Jubilee party, so that when it comes to the bargaining power between the two guys, that is former President Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua, President Uhuru Kenyatta will say, I have these MPs who have defected to my party, and that will give him more say on the politics of the mountain. I don't know what's your suggestion or what your take regarding this party that has been launched, but that's my opinion. I foresee a vicious battle on the mountain between the two gentlemen. First time on my channel, guys, before you sign out, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Adios.